Hello, welcome back to another episode of me. I've been here though. I'm not. What a terrible intro. Hello everyone, my name is Ian, and welcome back to A Year in a Day. My Arthurian quest to better myself and right the wrongs of my tragic backstory. Today's adventure started off with me somehow having robbed the establishment, freaking out about it, getting saved by a good Samaritan who also installed the door that was locked, and managing to race to the back of the building, bust through the back, open the door, and open up with only saving money from from not paying the locksmith, and he didn't come fully. He didn't drive fully, so saved $65 there. But turns out key that I was given doesn't really work on that door because it's, she changed the locks, which is great. Then we had this kid come in who was being an absolute menace, kept locking the door. I think locked out the postman at one point, which was not great. And then this one's a little bit funny. Poked his mother with one of our tag guns. And if you don't know what a tag gun looks like, it's this plastic thing with a big giant needle at the end of it that shoots the little plastic tag things that you see on your clothes through. Well, he somehow grabbed one of those, which is terrifying, and also could leave us liable. And so, thankfully we got it away from him, and we got them out of the store faster than not. But that group of people was also where we made our first sale, our first proper sale. Yes, I know, exciting. $5.83. Yep. We are earning big here, folks. Earning big. So afterwards, there was this whole big kerfuffle with credit card machine and lunch break and yay. And apparently my coworkers don't want to talk about their wages because they think it's like they don't want to make people like jealous, or like you were hired for different reasons or whatever. We were all hired for the same reason. You know that. Anyways, I ended up doing what I could, clocking out a few minutes afterwards, trying to recoup some of the time that I lost front. Very, it's come to, I've found that I have very different ideas to being a worker, being an employee, where my loyalties lie in the business world to that of my fellow employees. But c'est la vie. The job gets done anyway. Drove back home, making a pit stop at the local supermarket where I got these massive, 9-inch circumference, or maybe it's long, 9-inch flour tortillas. Oh, now when you're used to flour tortillas that are only, the size of the palm of your hand like this, a 9-incher is fantastic. I mean, I haven't had it yet, but I'm sure it's fantastic. Got that along with some naan bread, some baby bells, how it is, that Mesopotamian rich person diet of bread, cheese, wine, I do not drink, so I don't get the last one. Instead, I drink a lot of juice. Part of it, I had juice with my spaghettis with, I believe it was pork, which was delicious. My compliments to the chef, which I believe was my father. Anyway, and now we're here. It's the end of the day once more. We're on the clock once more. I'm talking to you like this once more. The same old cliche. Turns out, working makes you tired. And it doesn't, it kind of leaves you demotivated to go pick a proper film location. What a blow off. Anyways, how are you? I hope you're doing all right wherever you are. You know, world's getting crazier and crazier. Keep trying to beat you down, but you know, you gotta keep going. I often claim to be, you know, an optimist about these kind of things, that, you know, hey, world's been through troubles just as much as just as heavy as these ones, but we keep pushing through, keep making it, because we keep believing that we can, and we keep taking action to do so, you know? But I'll be frank with you. It's also very easy to be very negative, very doomer core. That's what the kids say these days. He says, being one of the kids who coined the doomer phrase. Oh, what's the optimist? Why am I forgetting the opposite for the word optimist? It's not negative. Pessimistic, that's it. A pessimist. You know, jobs are not paying the bills. Nothing's really paying the bills, and particularly in my degree, I can't really find a job in artistry right now because of, well, if you know, but you know, AI striking, the overworking, just a general abusive nature towards artists, which is great. You know, I mean, you hear stories nowadays of of people who, you know, they self-publish. This in regards to games, I think self-publishing isn't really that doesn't really work well if you don't already have an audience. But self-publishing video games, you make a good video game, you can get set for life. It's because, I mean, right now it's the world's biggest industry, and not Concord just failed, which is crazy that I get to live in a day and age that surpasses the whole ET fiasco, burying the games in the desert. Nutty. Or heck, the failure of the Amiga, the whole Quad A Skull and Bones thing. We are living in interesting times. I do not want to live in interesting times anymore. I don't think you do either. I think if I were to make a video game, I've had ideas. I either want to do one, like I probably want to do like a narrative RPG, because it's just, you know, it's writing dialogue and, you know, just having conversations. It's basically walking simulator story time kind of thing. But then I want to make a high octane space war clone. And basically kind of, you know, re-kick public interest in that game because I'm telling you, Space War for 1962, so far ahead. It has so much potential to just become this high-octane arcade multiplayer shooter, and you can see the shoddy clones online. Like, there's an Orbit War, which is I think it's like it's a bad clone of the old Orbit War, which was a networked version of Space War. It all connects, you see, it all connects. But I want to make a proper one with tight controls, spiraling around, being able to do sick tricks and stuff. But I'm not a coder myself. I mean, say you can always learn, but math and memory and doing all the code stuff. I can do block code. I can't do regular code. Program a game in Scratch, I guess. Oh, yoy. My back gets sore and sore, and I'm almost 23. And that's terrifying, you know, to be hurting so much. Gosh, I look so crap. Look at me. I have moobs. What kind of man do you know has moobs? Ugh. You know, ladies, take a look at this fine specimen. He's 50 pounds overweight. Fucking A. And only his hyperfixations are fucking Reddit and Space War. Oh, the two most interested topics for women, 2025. Oh. Yeah. Great game, by the way. Crazy Taxi. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic game! It's so simple, but really just letting you wallop around and having such a killer soundtrack. I think without that soundtrack, the game would not nearly be as good. But that that recognizable, instantly recognizable. I love it so much. I went to a barcade a while back. I just got reminded of this it's a 5v5 team-based arcade kind of fighter. It has to do with hornets, the hive queens and stuff, and you have to get orbs back to your team's walls, and you have to be careful though, because you might run out of you could run out of lives for your team. And it was so intense and so action-packed, and it's one of like the best arcade games out right now. Man, arcade games could make such a comeback, you know, after really, and especially as a place for non-alcoholic teens and young adults, because more and more millennials, Gen Alpha, Gen Zs, they're drinking, well, I think it's Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're drinking less and less. And so going to the club or going to the bar, it's not really that viable of an option anymore. Where are you supposed to go now? There's barely any like golf courses, and if they are, and there's barely any mini golf places nearby, and then if they are, they're closed at night, so it's not really the bowling alley. I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't. Arcades are social. Arcades are action packed. We can bring the arcade back. I firmly believe that the arcade can come back in particularly like college towns and just be this mega hit. You know, bring in some new stuff, bring in some of the the classics of course. But arcades, I'm telling you, arcades are, we bring them back. I'm telling you. Those, because that barcade, there's a barcade in Austin. It does it right. I mean, it relies a lot on old style games, but that's where that Hive Queen game was. It might be even called like Hive Mind, but that might just be me like misreading the Ludwig game show, or you know, the scientific terminology. Oh gosh, could you even hear me? I'm speaking so low, and I'm rasping through my words like this, and this distance between us, the space between our wicked hearts, you know, it really makes it hard for us to hear each other. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Ian. This is A Year and a Day, number 16. Take care.